Have you ever wanted a sim-style game that gives you creativity, cuteness, a dash of chaos, but it's on a little and less overwhelming, dare I say cozy scale? Well, Little Sim World may just be the perfect game to add to your wishlist. It's coming out on May 1st in early access on Steam, and I got a chance to play it a little bit early and share my experience with you.
A huge thank you and shout out to the Little Sim World team for giving me the opportunity to play the game early and
For sponsoring today's video. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Payton. It is nice to meet you, it is nice to see you, and welcome to the corner. Before we jump into my more detailed overview and first look at Little Sim World, let me give you like a basic understanding of what this game is in case you haven't heard about it yet. Set in the heart of London, Little Sim World is a cozy 2D life simulator that reshapes how players engage with their surroundings, where you'll get to customize your character's preferences and living space while interacting with an array of cute characters. You'll get to enjoy various city activities and overall just have fun. Before we dive into my personal gameplay, please be sure to click the lovely little like button, as well as subscribe for more cozy gaming content. And if you want to see me play cozy games live, I now live stream 4 times a week. What? I now live stream 4 times a week right here on YouTube and over on Twitch, and we would love to see you to stream. Okay, I'll shut up. Let's get into it. So I've kind of broken up my explanation of Little Sim World into some different categories. So let's get started by looking at the game's title screen and its settings.
here is the lovely title screen of Little Sim World, and we're gonna first begin by doing what I always love to do when I start a new game, which is check out, creep on what settings we can change. And in Little Sim World, there are lots of options to tailor your gameplay experience. There's tons of the regular ones like volume, language, but there's also things like autosave, auto pause, auto fast forward, and there's also things like being able to change the first day of the week, being able to change what temperature format we're in, and even what the time format is like. And you can even change the keys if there is a different way you like to play. And when you get started, you can pick between single player and multiplayer, but right now we're just sticking with single player as multiplayer is still to come. Moving on to character customization. This is always my favorite part of any game, and Little Sim World has a really great character customizer. I feel like we should normalize sliders in every game ever because I just love getting to pick from all the different color options. So I'm always trying to make my character look like myself, so I gave myself very like warm, very light skin to kind of match me, and I'm looking for my favorite hairstyle, and I love to see that there are tons of inclusive hairstyles, and of course you're seeing them in this bright green color, which, you know, isn't my fave, but you can adjust the hair color to your liking, which you'll see me do in a second. I already knew I was going to pick the last option, but I wanted to cycle through, show you all of them, and this is so exciting because you can pick from presets, but then you also can expand the color palette even more. Not even just a slider, we got a whole wheel of colors to choose from. So I'm making it try to look like myself. As much as I love a beard, I didn't want one. And then I'm picking what kind of cheeks I liked. I thought all of them were cute, but I opted for these little kind of like lined ones. And then after that, you get to pick what your head shape looks like. I feel like I stuck with the original one. I kind of liked that one the best. And then for eyes, there were a lot of options, and you actually do get to see a lot of these different eyes on your character as they react to different feelings that they have throughout the game. I was a little torn, but I ended up kind of knowing I wanted to do one with eyelashes. Like, you know, I'm like an eyeliner queen, so I kind of just wanted to do something kind of cute, and I did that one, and I'm making the eyes brown because I wanted it to match me. There are tons of lip shapes and mouth shapes. I knew right away that I was definitely going to do the lipstick, but there were some other really cute ones. Like I like that little tiny smile, and you can even change the lipstick color, so I made it a little bit more my style with an orangey red. And then when you toggle over to wardrobe, you're immediately met with very fashionable options. I loved to see The hats, oh my gosh, I am such a hat person in real life, so I'm so glad we had so many hat options. The beret is kind of always my favorite hat, but I did really like that duck bucket hat so much. There's also glasses you could choose from. And something interesting here, when I was looking at the shirts, I didn't understand why there were so many variants of the like similar kind of shirts. Like there's a shirt that's a tank top, and then the same kind of style with a short sleeve, and then the same kind of style with a long sleeve. And I didn't really understand why until I learned later in the game that you actually respond to the weather in the game. So when your character gets hot, you're going to want to put on maybe the tank top. And when you get cold, you're going to want to put something on with long sleeves. Pretty cool. I picked the shortest little skirt I could find, okay? I'm sorry, she's that diva. And I got my little Mary Jane heels. And look, you can actually see that they're little baby heels. I went for a white and blue kind of vibe. And then over on the side, at first I wasn't sure what was going on here, but then I realized that all of the different outfit options have different categories. So like casual, athletic, formal, and they give you kind of different skills and personality traits based off of how you're dressing yourself, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so then I named myself PayTon'sCorner as always. I love to see there were so many pronoun options, and I love that you could pick your zodiac sign. Hello, I'm a Taurus. My birthday is April 21st, in case you're, looking to put it on your calendar for whatever reason. It's kind of coming up. So I made all of these last details finalized, and I finished my character in a way that I was happy with, but excited to see what other kind of customizations I would get later on. You also got to pick your favorite kind of food, and then we were right into the game with this cute little opening montage of us taking the bus into the world of a little sim world. And now we're kind of jumping into the opening tutorial. Let's get started. Here we are. Our Uncle George has left us his house in Little London. Shout out Uncle George for being such a real one. And the tutorial of this game is very in-depth. You can skip it if you don't like tutorials, but I always joke that I need the most baby, easy, simple tutorial, and this game really, really helps you out. And if you forget anything, you can always go back. So right away, I get the keys, I go inside my new house, and the first thing I do is learn how to build. And the first task is to place my crafting table. And then I'm messing around with the fact that I can paint things. And while I don't have that many paint colors yet, you are going to have to enjoy my stunning black and white home. I just loved how easy it was to just click on things. And then I'm introduced to how to actually take care of little Pay. She's hungry. She's gotta cook, okay? Because she's gotta eat. But don't worry, if you don't like to cook, there are tons of places around town that offer food. Maybe it's a vending machine, or maybe it's a store. There are options if cooking just isn't for you. We also need to drink things, okay? She's thirsty. Luckily, there are water fountains around, and I always have bottles ready in my fridge for when I need it. You also need to use the bathroom in the game. And maybe if you're me, sometimes you multitask and you eat while you're using the bathroom. You should also clean your bathroom and clean yourself, because otherwise you'll get the reputation of being the little stinker around town like I did. But don't worry, if you get a little too stinky, you can always clean your clothes because you have a washing machine, which I thought was so cool. It actually tells you when you need to wash your clothes, and the game tells you when you need to find comfort, happiness, and also when you need to maintain your energy. That's not all, though. Money does exist in this game, and my uncle is telling me, hey girl, you gotta go pay your bills. So now it's the perfect time to explore for the first time. Here is what the map looks like. It's very clear what buildings are what and when they are open. You can also pin where you are going, and it gives you a nice little indication. And we don't just have a mini map in the game. The mini map is like a big map, but don't worry, if you don't want to see that, you can minimize it. Okay, so the first place I had to go was to the post office to pay my bill. And there I'm introduced to the very first character, Priya, and I love the character portrait style so much, even though Priya wants $1 billion from me. Something else that's also note while you walk around in this game, you have to obey traffic laws. Otherwise, otherwise you're going to have to pay a fine, and that's not so great. So maybe don't walk in the middle of traffic, okay? There's also, funny enough, there's like traffic settings in the game. interesting. Okay, there's more people in town. The adorable Simon, who runs the pub. A great place to sit and eat various meals, drink various drinks, and if you're lucky, maybe you'll even catch happy hour where certain items are on sale. There's also Jesse, who owns the little pawn shop, who will trade fun things with you. There's Unigo, who does not like working in the grocery store, but I like them. Then there's Dr. John, who runs the museum. There's Samir, who runs the hardware store. There's Jacques, who runs the fashion and clothing store, which I had so much fun with, by the way. I loved this little cardigan I bought. The options in the game are so cute. And it's a good thing I bought that cardigan because my character was actually cold, so I was able to put her in the cardigan to make her a little bit happier. There's also a coffee shop. This character just says uwu the whole time, and you know what? I love that for her. She has really good, sweet treats. Something that's also cute about this game is there are some meals that are too big for you to just eat, so you gotta like sit down at the table. And luckily, if you have to go to the bathroom all the time, most stores have a bathroom, don't worry. There's also Thomas, who is the fisher person, and you can learn how to fish, which is super nice and easy in the game. You just need to cast your line, wait a while, fish. There's a gym. There's a really cool gym, and you get to pick from a subscription service to the gym to kind of see what perks you want, and you can actually work out and upgrade your skills. This is me when I work out too. I think about chicken wings, and then shortly after I think about going to the bathroom. After that, we also have Daniela, who runs the hair salon where you can go to buy new looks or maybe get a randomized one that if you don't like it, you can cleanse it. Don't worry, don't worry. There's also Chloe, who works in the library, which is a really fun place because the books are actually helpful. You get to pick what books you want, and by taking some time to read them, you'll actually acquire different skills. And don't worry, you can fast forward if you don't have the patience to read. There's also Ryan, who works in the furniture store, and the furniture in the game is so adorable. I particularly love this like ginormous teddy bear. I'm going to have to save up my money for that. There's also a cute puppy rug. There's a whole university too. There's tons of different classrooms, assuming they are for different areas of study. And interesting, there's also romanceable characters in the game. There are only 2 that I got to know, but they're both really, really adorable. This first one, I think she looks like me, low-key, but with green eyes, so maybe I'm biased, but I think she's pretty cute. It's interesting because the other NPCs in town, some of them have crushes on each other, so you're kind of like their wingman, wingwoman, wing person, and then there are, so far, some other NPCs that have designated hearts on them that you can romance. Kai is my favorite. Oh boy. Oh boy, Kai. Mysterious Dreamboat Kai. I think they're very cute. Okay, let's get into the actual kind of like, what are you doing in the game? Well, there are different quests you can do. There are main quests, side quests, there is a bunch of stuff. A lot of the main quests will kind of revolve around doing different tasks for characters, like delivering things, maybe you're helping to fix up their various stores. Like I said, sometimes you're kind of like their wingman, wing person, trying to help them become better friends with, or maybe even romance other people. There's also a notice board that has daily tasks that are different, and they'll help you kind of get different personality traits based off of which ones you complete. Like I did this one where I had to work out a certain amount of hours in the gym, which doesn't sound like real life me, but it does sound like Little Sim World me. There's also a mechanic where you can find leaves on the ground that become items. There's also a similar mechanic with finding different coins that you have to uncover, and then you can donate them to the museum. And you do this cute little cleaning moment to kind of find out what the coin is going to be. There's also tons of ways to learn new skills. Like right here, I'm reading a cookbook and I am becoming a better chef and even getting some cute rewards for it. There's also some hidden spots around the map that are super cool. Like this telephone booth, sometimes you can get rare like mystery items from, which I thought was just so interesting. And then of course, one of my favorite things is the decorating. You can craft your own items, and then of course there is the furniture store if you want to buy the items. And I just really liked how the building was. You can clean the different areas of the house and also build and decorate, or you could just sleep. Really, this game is kind of what you make it. There are tons of fun quests for you to do, but it is a simulation game where you really can just take care of your person. So if you want to sleep all day, then hey, go for it.
And there you guys have it. That was my first look at Little Sim World and an overview of some of the different things you can expect to see in the game. I've really been enjoying playing so far. In case you didn't know, I have tried to play several sim-type games before, and I get very overwhelmed because I'm not that well versed in the art of taking care of myself, apparently. So when I was testing out this game to see if it was going to be a good fit for the sponsorship, one of the things that I was thinking of in the back of my mind to keep out for is how easy is this to grasp if you've not played any other sim games before? And I think that this one does a really good job of explaining everything and showing it to you, but it feels intuitive. Like, you don't need to necessarily read all of the tutorial they've provided. I think you can kind of figure it out yourself. But I always say I need the baby easy tutorial, and this game definitely gives you a lot of that. I'm also having a good time exploring the world. I like all the character portraits so much. Overall, after playing what I've played so far, I'm definitely excited to see what's going to come next, both with me continuing to play the game in early access, but also what they have planned for their full launch. It seems like there are a lot of really fun ideas in this game. But I want to know what you guys think, so let me know what are your thoughts on Little Sim World down below. And don't forget, you can wishlist the game right now on Steam and play it in early access when it comes out on May 1st.
Thank you so much again to the Little Sim World team for sponsoring today's video
and letting me play it just a little bit early so I could share it with you. Don't forget to click the lovely little like button, subscribe on your way out, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye!